Thank you, friends. Once again, we are meeting here on this channel for more discussions and for more education. Remember, the channel is named Rising Up. We are still trying to rise up from our different positions. We are still trying to rise up from our different areas. We want to rise up to higher levels of life. We want to rise higher in terms of our work. We want to rise higher in terms of our education. We want to rise higher in terms of our spirituality, in terms of our Christianity. We want to rise higher and higher in different aspects in this life. The other day we were speaking about skills, domestic skills, and we realized that we have a college by the name Domestic College or the Home College, where we learn skills, where we learn different types of skills free of charge. We learn these skills by looking, just by watching. We learn these skills. Our children are taught these skills back at home, and many of them are not taught in our schools. So we just learn them basically from home, and we realize that anybody can learn these skills. Any person can learn these skills, and we discover that they are very essential to every person at every age, whether a child, whether a youth, a young adult, an adult. These skills are very necessary. They are life skills which can be used at different levels in life, in different areas for different purposes. And so we are still trying to venture more and more, discovering what kind of skills do we need in this life. There are different types of skills for different persons of different ages. There are skills for children. We have skills for youth. We have skills for young adults. We have skills for adults. We have skills for primary school children. We have skills for high school children, and so forth and so on. So different types of ages have different types of skills, and they need different types of work depending on the skill they have acquired. Right now we are speaking about skills for these young children who, let's say, are in primary school children. They need some skills, some different types of skills. We're just mentioning the basic ones for these little children. These children need skills like cooking. Cooking is a skill. Not many of you can cook, not so. Not many of us can cook. And if you can cook, you can only boil water and then add some tea leaves, and you call that cooking? Not quite. Not many of us can cook. So cooking by itself is a skill. And why do we need to learn cooking as a skill? Because we shall have to cook for the rest of our lives. You have to cook and cook and cook until you die. Even in your burial, there will be some cooking done. We shall come and eat the day we shall be burying you. So cooking needs to be learned as a skill. So children need to be taught cooking as a skill by itself. Because I don't think that you can pass a day without eating. And the food you eat is cooked by somebody somewhere. And to us, because we run to hotels whenever we feel hungry. At breakfast, we run to hotel for some mandazi and some hot chapatis. Lunchtime, someone is ready. Someone has prepared food for you because you are lazy to cook. It's not that we don't like cooking. We are just lazy. We don't have time. We excuse ourselves because saying that we are very busy. Oh, I'm busy at work. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm doing this. Busy is only an excuse. We are only lazy. Are you with me? We are only lazy. Lazy. We hate cooking because we are lazy. But cooking needs to be learned as a skill. If you learn cooking as a skill, you'll enjoy it. Yes, look at those people who have experience in cooking. We call them chefs, chief chefs. They enjoy cooking, not eating. They enjoy the cooking because it is a skill. It is a skill. So children need to be taught cooking is a skill. You can begin by teaching them depending on their age. Just start by teaching them from the word sufuria. Sufuria cooks, a spoon eats. You see, cooking begins by the utensils. Begin by teaching the children these kitchen utensils. It's called cutlery. Yeah, teach them beginning from the utensils. Teach them beginning by the simple foods. It could be tea, it could be coffee, it could be even boiling water, it could be warming food. And teach them cooking by different types of mechanisms. Because you have cooking using firewood, you have cooking using charcoal, you have cooking using gas, you have cooking using electricity, you have cooking using cow dung. In those traditional methods, cooking is cooking. Done by any kind of mechanism is called cooking. So now you learn cooking, which is very essential in your life. You won't depend on anybody to cook for you. You could be married and say, okay, I'm married, my wife will cook for me. And the day she'll be sick, and the day she run away from you, who will cook for you? You see, cooking is a skill for life because you will eat for the rest of your life. So teach little children how to learn cooking. Cook with them, show them how to cook little food. And by the time they get to high school, they will be experienced cooks in some foods. So skill number one for these children is called cooking. It's an adult. Do you know how to cook? If you have children, do they know how to cook something? Can they make something for you? Can they warm up food for you in the morning? Can they cook lunch for themselves if they are a bit bigger? Can they have it with them? Do you know how to do it by yourself? You need to learn cooking as a skill, right? Number two, a skill for these little children. You can teach them a skill by the name first aid. First aid. First aid, by its name, is an aid given to a person who has got some problems. Let's say you have cut your finger. Before you run to the chemist or the hospital, you need to be aided somehow to stop the bleeding, maybe. So how do you stop the bleeding? That's a skill you need to learn. How can you stop bleeding without medicine? That's first aid. Maybe you are falling down and you have broken your finger. Before you get to the hospital, you need to do something because maybe you could be very far from the hospital or from the chemist. What should you do before you get there? What you are supposed to do first is called the first aid. So we need to learn some basics of first aid. Maybe you are bitten by a snake. Oh, a snake. Yes, snakes bite people. Scorpions bite people. Spiders bite people. Before you get to the hospital, you are supposed to do something. What you are supposed to do first is what we are calling first aid. Teach these little young ones how to do some first aids. We have first aid kits. They are available at our shops. Even our schools right now are teaching some basic first aid lessons. Let them learn. Learn the skill of first aid as an adult, as a parent. You need to know some basics of first aid. You have a very little child. She starts coughing at night. At the middle of the night, there's no chemist open, there's no hospital nearby. What are you supposed to do? Wake up and pray? Of course, pray's a good thing. Start by praying. Then do some first aid. Okay? Do some first aid. Like a child is coughing. Give him a drop of water. Your child is getting hot and hot and hot. First aid, just cut a little onion, smear the body all over. I know some first aid, eh? Let's go, man. First aid. Teach your little ones some first aid. We are still on learning some basic skills for our little children who are in primary school or somewhere around there. We have discussed about cooking, we have discussed about first aid. Now I want to discuss about another skill called money management. Money management. Of late, children have discovered what money is, and children are aware that there is money, and people use money to trade, and people need money for exchange, and people need money for everything. So money is needed everywhere, and our children have discovered that. So how do you teach them money management as a skill? They need to learn what money is. They may learn financial skills at school, but most of the education about money will come from you as a parent or as a guardian. So they need to learn how to manage money. You give them an offering to take to church. That's money. And money has different names depending on where it is taken. If you are taking money to church, it is called offering. If you are taking money to school, it's called school fees. Money has different names depending on how you are taking it. If you are giving it to a school child, it's called pocket money. You see, if you're going to buy things, it's called shopping money. So you need to teach your child money management skills. Teach them that if you give them 10 shillings, they can save 5 shillings for sometimes in the future. You teach them not to spend everything they get. You can give them some pocket money. Teach them how to save some and use the rest. That's money management skills. Beginning by the age of 7, 8, 10 years and above, children are beginning to learn or to know about money. So don't hide money from them. Teach them not to take people's money, yes, but teach them how to manage the money. How to teach them? You can teach them how to do some shopping. The little basics of shopping. How to buy some tissue paper, to buy some onions, to buy some, just the little things. How to budget some money. You can give them some 20 shillings and teach them how to budget a 20 shilling coin. Buy this, save that, such things. That is called money management skills. And you teach them that it is bad to take people's money. They should not go collecting money from anybody anyhow. That's bad manners. Teach them to manage money which is theirs, not someone else. Teach them not to take your money as a parent. You have kept some 100 shillings there, tomorrow is not there. They have taken it. That's called stealing. That's called stealing. Teach them to respect people's property. How to manage money. How to buy things using money. How to buy the cheaper ones, not going for the expensive ones. How to manage what they have. Teach them also to be content with what they have. Because at school, their teachers are asking for school fees. Teach them how school fees is obtained. Teach them what school fees is. Teach them how to work to earn that school fees. Remember the other lesson we talked about how to work. Working is a skill. So teach them how to work in order to earn some money. Because we get money by working, not by any other means. We get money through work. So teach them how to work, different types of work, in order to earn some money. That's a skill. So money management is a skill. And many people today are poor, not because they don't have money, not because they don't work, because they squander the money they get. They don't have money management skills. They can't keep money in their pockets enough. They can't. Whatever they get, it is spending, and party after party, drinking after drinking, this after the other. By 2 days, they are broke. They start yawning and moaning. Tabia mbovu. We need to learn how to save money even as an adult. Because you can be poor when you are a millionaire. If you spend carelessly, if you can't save money, then you become poor. You can earn a lot, but you can spend more and spend carelessly. And the result is you become poor. So teach your children how to manage the money they get. Another skill is called, there's a skill called, let's say, a skill like swimming. Of late we have swimming lessons in schools, in primary schools, in high schools, in colleges. We have swimming lessons and swimming classes. And swimming is a good skill. People like swimming, but none of them don't know how to swim. Swimming actually is taught as a lesson in school. So incite them to learn how to swim. Don't take them to swim without a swimming instructor. They will drown there, they will die. But teach them how to swim. Start by talking to them. You can take them to swimming instructors. You can take them to swimming pools where we have instructors. They will be taught how to swim. Depending on their age, they'll be taught. Don't take them to swim, but take them to be taught how to swim. The instructors will teach them because they will swim with them. Swimming is a skill. It is a learned skill. We have cases of people drowning in water. Children going to swim in a dam and they drown there. The other day, a child who was waiting for an exam, this ongoing exam, drowned just 2 or 3 days ago. She drowned in a dam somewhere. They want to go and swim, but because they know how to swim, 1 or 2 drowns and they die there, which is a very bad thing. So teach them and take them where swimming lessons are taught. Because I'm sure as a parent, you don't know how to swim. At one time, you will go to Mombasa where there is Indian Ocean and you might drown there because you don't know how to swim. So learn to swim because it is a lesson. And it is a learned skill and it grows. You can become a swimming instructor. You can open a swimming school. You can begin swimming lessons and swimming classes. You can teach others how to swim. It is possible. So learn, even as an adult, learn how to swim. It is a good skill for everybody. You see, these little children need a skill also called time management. Time management. Everybody uses time, and time is a God-given asset. We live in time. We do things on time. We do exams by time. We work by time. We are limited by time. Time is everywhere. Time is needed everywhere. We have to use time in whatever we are doing. And time is part of the work you are doing. Time is part of whatever you are doing. Because you can't just say you sleep the whole night and the whole day. You are wasting time at some point. You have to sleep for some hours, then wake up, go for some activity, another hours. So you have to plan your time. You have to manage your time. So teach your children how to manage time. As a parent, as a guardian, be time conscious. In school, time is very essential. In church, time is very essential. At work, time is very essential. So if you become a poor time manager, you mess up your life at different levels. Yeah, if you mess up your time, you won't even work. If you use time badly in an exam, you will fail the exam because time is part of the exam. If the paper is 2 hours, you need to manage those 2 hours in the exam because there is no additional time for you. And remember, we have no additional time in our lifetime. We have only the years God has given us to live, and He got no more. So use the time you have properly in your life for your benefit. Time management. So teach these little children time. Teach them the time for sleeping. Teach them the time for waking up. Teach them time for supper, time for lunch, time for breakfast. Teach them time for church, time for everything. Time. Everything needs to be done with the limits of time. If they fail to be time managers when they are young, they will be poor time managers even as adults. And they will mess up their lives because they lacked a skill by the name time management. Do you know how to manage your time as an adult? Can you manage your time? You see, someone may get up very early in the morning, at 5. But you realize that by 8 o'clock, he or she is not done with whatever they were doing. Because they poorly managed their time. How can you fail to manage your time? Learn to manage your time properly, and by so doing, you will achieve more. Remember, you are trying to rise up. Rise up from bad or poor time management to higher levels of good time management. Teach your children how to care for property. Caring for property. Many of us are very careless. You keep a shoe there, and tomorrow you can't remember where you kept it because you're very careless. You can't manage your property. Your house is kept up haphazardly. You are careless in keeping things. You need to learn how to care. I think there's a lesson called care and retention done to people. I don't know, in schools, in church, I don't know, but there's such a lesson on care and retention. So care is very important. How do you care for your property? How do you care for yourself? You need to learn how to care for things, to keep things safe. How do you care for your house? How do you do it? How do you care for your clothes? How do you care for your property? How do you care for your car? You need to be careful with your goods and your things. So teach children how to manage and keep their property well. Teach your children how to manage their books. They have school bags, yes. So you cannot just draw a bag anyhow. Keep your bag somewhere. Keep it safe because you're going to use it tomorrow. Keep it safe today. Keep your clothes well. After washing them, teach them how they are kept, how they are ironed and kept well for future use. Care of property is a learned skill. Very many people, even adults, cannot care for themselves. As a skill, teach your children hygiene. It's another skill. Hygiene. Simple hygiene. It's not surprising to discover that many adults are not clean. They're just dirty. Just dirty. They live in dirty environments. They're dirty. Dirty at home, dirty outside, dirty at work, careless everywhere. They are just not neat. They are just dirty. Dirty. Teach them to be neat the way I am. Yes. Yes. You need to be neat and kept. You need to be neat. Unless you look at thug and be learning a generation of thugs and criminals. Teach your children how to be neat and tidy. Teach them hygiene. Teach them to wash their bodies. Teach them when they wake up in the morning, they need to wash their faces. They need to take bath. They need to brush their teeth. They need to wash their clothes. Teach your children how to wash their clothes. My friends, I saw a mother who was washing clothes for her university daughter. Did you get that? University girl, her mother washing the clothes. Oh my goodness. That's the height of stupidity. How dare you wash clothes for a university student? I mean, are you alright? Teach your children to wash clothes at their tender age. Teach them how to take care of the water. These are simple things, but they make meaning when someone grows up. Teach your children how to wash clothes. Teach your children how to iron clothes. Teach your children how to pack their clothes well. Teach your children how to take baths. Some people take bath once a week and they go smelling all over like dustbins. Come on. Teach your children how to take baths. You need to be clean, neat and tidy. Teach them how to keep their schoolwork tidy. You need to be neat, not smelling. Teach them how to perfume themselves. You need to smell good, you know. Yeah, perfumes are all over. So teach them how to apply. And you know what? Cleanliness is second to who? To godliness. Even God does not accept people who are dirty, physically dirty. And if you are dirty outside, we won't question what's in your mind, because it could be somehow rotten. So learn how to be neat and tidy. It's next to godliness. My friends, it's next to godliness. These are skills you can teach your children. They are basic life skills. And because we're in digital era, you can teach your children some typing here and there when they are young. People are using smartphones, iPhones, computers. So teach your children how to begin typing. Because these smartphones need typing. They have quality keypads and Macintosh keypads. So they need to learn how to type. It is a skill. It's learned in schools, yes. But at home, teach them how to do some typing, so that when they grow up, it won't be difficult for them. Because at some point in life, they will learn how to type the computer, the typewriter, the iPhone, the iPad. So start teaching them slowly by slowly. It's an acquired skill. It's a learned skill. They can learn how to do it back at home. Let me tell you, friends, these skills are better learned at home, not at school. It's good when they learn at home because they have all the time there. Like now, schools are closed. Teach your children, these primary school children, these skills, so that by January, when they are going back to school, they are equipped with these skills. It will help them handle many life challenges. Teach them, because you have them now. The other day we said, take care of your children. As you take care of them, teach them how to manage themselves. Teach them the skills we have mentioned. It is for their benefit and for the benefit of the society, the benefit of the whole nation. So teach them how to manage their work. Teach children these skills and you will never regret. Even boy Jesus back at home, he was taught skills by his mother. The father taught him some skills. That's why he grew up pleasing men and also pleasing God. Parents, guardians, will it be difficult for you to teach your children some life skills? These are basic life skills that are needed even at old age. So if they learn these skills at their tender age, good for them. Good for them. We said the other lesson that you don't have to depend on these white collar jobs. These skills can be used to get money. They can be used for survival. They can be used for sustenance. So the quicker you learn them, the better for you. Remember, we are trying to rise up. We are learning these skills so that we rise up from our basic and informal levels to better status in life. The channel is called Rising Up. Rise up every day at some point. Learn a new thing. Learn a new skill every day. Learn something every day. Try to learn. Try to grow up. Try to rise up from a position to another. Don't remain in your usual position every day. Life changes. So change as life is changing. Change as life is changing. Learn some skills here and there, and it will help you and your children in this life and even in afterlife. Remember to subscribe to this channel, invite your friends, just watch and learn. It's about inspiring, teaching and educating. It's called Rising Up. You can rise up. I can rise up. We can rise up. This country, this nation can rise up. Everybody can rise up because it is possible. Try. Yeah, we are still on with our educative business. We are speaking about life skills. We have talked about skills for young children. And now we are about to speak the types of skills for students maybe who are in high school. These now are teenagers, because these skills, remember, are learned depending on the age. Now I want to talk about teenagers maybe who are in high school, 15, 16, 13, 14, that age bracket. What skills can they have? Which kind of skills can help them? How can they learn these kinds of skills? Because they need to learn something at a point or the other. These high school students, more so, are teenagers. And teenagers have different issues, because this is the age where boys and girls get to discover themselves. They realize, oh, I am a girl, I'm a boy. And they are posting pictures all over the media because they have discovered they have a thing or two there. This is a tender age where but it's still a good age to learn a few things in there. One of the skills they can learn as students is called thinking. Thinking. Just thinking. And we can narrow it down and we call it creative thinking. Since now these are teenagers, they need to think rationally. They need to think. They're in high school. They need to think. They are studying. They are writing compositions and essays. They need to think. They need to think creatively. They need to think critically. They will attend symposiums. They need to think. So they should be encouraged to think. Because if you keep your mind idle, you will become useless. You need to think here and there. Teach your teenagers to think creatively. How do you think creatively? Let's take an example of just the basic home arrangement. How do you arrange your sitting room? Maybe they are born when the table is kept there. They can think and turn it to the other side. That's called creativity. It's not about the big things in this life. No, we begin by the small things. They can be creative in their thinking. They can do their things creatively. They can iron their clothes creatively with designs, creative designs of ironing clothes. It is done. They can iron creatively. They can cook in a creative way. It's about thinking. When you think creatively, you are rising up. You are growing up your mind. So teach them to think creatively. Because they need to learn and study creatively. Unless they are creative, they will lag behind in so many things. Look at the market now. The market is flooded with so many types of designs. Where do we get these designs? They come from creativity. Look at clothes. We have all types of fashions in clothes. These are creative designs. Look at vehicles. We have different types of vehicles. These are achieved by creativity. Look at technology. It is rising up out of creativity, creative thinking. So we need to think creatively and do things creatively. So teach your teenagers, boys and girls, how to think creatively. They need to think critically as well. They need to question why things are done the way they are done. Teach them how to discover things, how to discover why 1 is not 2 and 2 is not 1. Teach them how to think. Teach them how to reason beyond the obvious. Teach them how to reason past what is common. That is called creative thinking. They can be taught, and the best place to teach them how to think is at home. Give them tasks which need thinking and see how much they can do it themselves. Don't help them by themselves. That's a skill. Imagine thinking creatively and critically is a skill. Not many people can think creatively or critically. People fear to think. People like to keep their minds idle and then engage in non-useful business because they don't want to think creatively. So teach your teenagers how to think. It is good for them in this life. Another skill you can teach your children is a skill called time management. Remember, they are growing up. Remember, they are in school. They need to manage their time properly. Teach them how to manage time. Teach them and tell them that there are different times for different purposes. There's time for sleeping. There's time for waking up. There's time for school. There's time for holidays. There's time for church. There's time for the garden. There's time for games. There's time for socialization. There's time for every business. So teach them how to portion their times for different works. Teach them time management, just like the young ones. Everybody, whether young or youth or old, need to learn time management. So teach your children how to manage their time properly and well. Teach your teenagers how to manage time even at school. Because there's nowhere you go where time is not useful. So teach them from their tender age. Teach them as teenagers. When they are at holidays, don't keep them idle. Keep them busy. Keep them occupied. And see how best they can manage their time. And yourself as a parent, be a proper timekeeper. Because they will learn from you. Remember, you begin by saying, children copy their parents' habits. They learn from you as a parent because they are with you every now and then. So they learn from you. So teach your children how to manage their time properly. That's skill number 2. Skill number 3. Since they are teenagers and they are growing up, they have stress now and then. They wake up and they realize that their voices are getting broken, like mine. Yeah, that can stress them. And the girls discover that there are changes in their bodies here and there. That can stress them. People are laughing at them. That can bring stress. Maybe something may happen in their life. Their friend might leave them. Maybe they might die, they might get sick, and that can bring enough stress in their lives. So teach them how to manage stress. Teach them how to cope with tragedies. Because in this life we are living, tragedies are apt to occur. And you will wake up with this, tomorrow you will wake up with that. So evil and bad things will have to occur, and they cause stress in our lives. So teach your teenagers how to cope with stressful situations. Teach them how to manage their stress. Maybe their friend has died. Are they supposed to cry the whole year? Teach them how to cope with that. It's a tragedy, so painful. It can break their lives for good. So teach them how to cope with such situations. They need skills how to manage their stress. Teach them maybe school fees may be affordable in their home. Maybe your family is not able to afford school fees at a time or another. How do they take that in their lives? They may decide to kill or commit suicide because they don't understand how to go about it. So teach them how to manage stress when difficult times come. They need to learn that from you as a parent or as a guardian. How do you cope with stress as an adult? They learn from you. Remember, crying is not a solution, but it solves some solutions. But teach them how to cope with stress, because stress comes daily here and there. Whether you are old, whether you are a youth, stress will come. How do you cope with it? How do you manage it? Teach your children, your teenagers especially, how to cope with stress. Are you together? Good.
Yeah.
Another skill you can teach your teenagers is called financial literacy. We have spoken that concerning these primary peoples. Teach your teenagers as well how to manage money. Now these bigger ones know more about money because they are given pocket money here and there. Some of them have boyfriends and girlfriends. They are given money. Some of them have rich guardians. They flourish them with money here and there. Some of them know how to bet, so they get money through betting. So teach them financial literacy. Teach them as well how to give tithes and offerings. Yes, in church, the church needs money. The church needs money. So teach your teenagers how to give offerings. Teach your children how to manage their pocket money. Teach your teenagers how to do shopping. Teach them how to write a shopping list. Teach them how to prioritize matters in terms of money. Don't just buy anything impulsively. Teach them how to prioritize whatever they have. Teach them as well how to budget the money they are getting. They need to budget. They need to live within their budget. They need to live within their means. So teach them, because now they are running accounts and commerce in schools, teach them how to handle the money they are getting. Some of them go and work. They go to work casually, and they are paid during the holidays, so they get money. Teach them how to manage that money they are getting, because they will work at a time and they will get money. Teach them how to spend the money they get. It is a learned skill. Teach them not to spend carelessly. They need to save for future, for tomorrow, because they might not get the job tomorrow, but they have the money today, so they can save for tomorrow. Teach them as teenagers not to spend with their friends drinking, doing them. No, they need to be taught how to manage the money they get. It's a skill they need to learn. Teach your teenagers how to work manually. Teach them the core values of work. And let me remind you something. Work is the oldest profession that God gave man. Oh yes. When Adam was created, Now let me take, let me become a pastor, okay? Now, okay, when man was created back at the Garden of Eden, a pastor now, right? God took him to a garden called Eden. To do what? He told him, stay there and tend and keep this garden. So God gave work. So work is not man's idea. Work is God's idea. So teach your teenagers how to work. They can't be lazy. They can't just be busybodies. Teach them how to work with their own hands. Teach them manual labor. Not all of them will go to offices. So teach them manual labor. Teach them how to wash their clothes. Do not take clothes to dry clean when they can wash by themselves. Teach them how to wash their clothes. Teach them how to cook. Teach them how to change a bulb. Teach them how to arrange their rooms. Teach them manual work, how to do farming at home. Take them to the countryside. Not all the time you live in towns. Take them to the countryside and teach them how to work there. Teach them how to care for goats, sheep, and cows. Teach them how to fetch water. Come on. Teach them how to be clean, neat, and tidy. Teach them how to work. Teach them how to earn money by working as well. Because soon they will become thieves if they can't work. If they are lazy, they will become thieves. And they will steal from us. From me, Teach them how to work and earn their own money. When the schools are closed, now is a long vacation. Teach them how to work. Give them work to do and see how better they can do it. Don't do everything for them. Imagine now they are teenagers. They have energy. So teach them how to work. And they will work and they will learn, because working is a skill. Teach them something called collaboration. You see, time and again, they will mingle with different people. So teach them how to mingle with different people of different types from different places. It's called collaboration. It's a skill. There are people who can't live with others. They only like to live singly, or when they are alone. Imagine living with others is a skill. Living and staying with others is a skill. So teach them that a man is not an island. He or she lives with other people. So teach them how to collaborate with others. Even when they will get jobs, they will work with other people. So teach them how they can stay with others. Imagine it is a skill. They will be managers. How will they cope and how will they live with others? They will be teachers, they will be workers, they will be presidents. How will they work with others? It's called collaboration skill. It is a learned skill. So teach them the necessity of collaboration. They are teenagers and they need to learn that. They need to get married at some point. How will they stay with their partners if they didn't learn when they were young? Another skill. Teach your teenagers something called communication. Communication. Everything needs communication. Teach them how to communicate. Teach them how to communicate with the different people of different ages. Teach them how to communicate with the little ones. Teach them how to communicate with their age mates. Teach them how to communicate with older people. Teach them how to communicate with respectful people, with parents, with other people. Teach them communication skills. This is a skill which is learned even in universities. But the best place to learn it is back at home. Begin there. And they will make it even in schools. So teach them how to communicate properly. How to communicate without using abusive language. Teach them how to communicate properly. Teach them how to talk to people. Because you have to talk to people here and there. You have to apply for jobs. You will go for interviews. And this involves communication skills. If you can't communicate well, you can't live well with people. You cannot even work well with people. So communication is very important. Even in marriage, it's about communication, communication, communication. communication. How do you communicate with your partner? Remember, they learn how to communicate back at home because they are parents and they look at you the way you communicate as parents. Teach them the better language, not foul or abusive language every time. Teach them to have purity in speech. Communication skills is a life acquired skill. Teach them how to communicate. Teach them how to communicate. Teach them how to make decisions. Remember, they need to solve problems here and there. So teach them how to decide, how to make critical decisions, how to make assertive decisions, how to make serious decisions. Because they will be met with challenges here and there. How will they solve them? How will they handle them if they can't decide for themselves? Not all the time they will have parents near. They'll have to decide by themselves at times. How will they do it? Teach them how to decide for themselves. It is here, not there. It is a yes and not no. It's no, not yes. Teach them how to decide and make decisions by themselves, independently. Right? Yes. They need to make decisions by themselves. Yeah, we're talking about these high school children. Teach them something called resilience. Resilience is the ability to be stretched but can be broken. Take a rubber band for example. A rubber band can be stretched at different lengths but not broken. That's called resilience. How do human beings cope with resilience? For example, when difficult times come, maybe you have been sacked from your job. Will you sit down and start crying and lock yourself inside the house? No, you have to be resilient and cope with that kind of stress. How you are coping such a tragedy is called resilience. Because a trouble has come. Let not the trouble break you down. Cope with it and manage it. That's called resilience. It is biting you, yes, but not crushing you. So the ability to keep yourself strong amidst a challenge is called resilience. They love school fees. Teach them resilience. They have to be strong amidst that. Because we are living in a world of tragedies and troubles. So when these difficult times arise, we need to be resilient. We need to be strong enough. We are supposed to be stretched, but not broken. A problem can stretch you for long times, but it should not break you. There's no room for breaking, but there's room for being stretched. I had a verse in the Bible, I don't know why it is, that talks about resilience. You just can go and look for it. Talk about resilience. Just go and look in the Bible how resilience works. I don't know. But resilience is a learned skill. Teach your children how to be resilient at different times. As an adult, are you resilient enough? As an adult, have you learned this ability or a skill called resilience? Yes, learn resilience. It is an acquired, learned skill. So friends, I think we are talking about skills for life, skills for children, skills for teenagers. I think we can speak about skills for adults in another episode. So mine is just to remind you that we are trying to rise up. These skills will make us rise up. These skills will make your children rise up. Your teenagers will they will rise up when they learn these skills, because they will improve in different areas. They will improve in whatever they'll be doing. They will improve in different aspects. Teach them these skills. They are for their own benefit and for our own betterment. Have we learned them as parents? Have we learned them as adults? We need these skills as well. Not the children alone. We need these skills as well. We shall speak about life skills for grown-ups or adults, because they are skills they are supposed also to learn and to have. Remember, this is an educative channel. It's an inspiring channel and a teaching channel as well. Please subscribe for more. Follow us on Facebook, WhatsApp, and text us. My numbers are there. Once again, it's 0710 700 924. You can WhatsApp me through 0731 660 978. 0731 660 978 is my WhatsApp number. You can follow me on different platforms, and by so doing, you will be rise up. Remember, you can rise up. I can rise up. We can rise up as a nation and go to higher heights. Be blessed for now.